Hi, I'm going to show you how to use the SAD Stream Editor, which is part of a course called Command Line 201, as is provided by NICE. And in this session, I'm going to show you how you can use SAD, short for Stream Editor, to filter for lines using a regular expression, to replace lines using a regular expression, to delete lines on different types of input and output, with the two different regular expression types. And we can also take a look at 3 SAD learning resources. So SAD is, why use SAD? Well, it is a POSIX tool, which means it's considered fundamental and it's likely to be available on your operating system. SAD is short for Stream Editor, and it can do what grep can do and more. And grep, we've discussed with this in the previous session, the GNU regular expression parser. Grep is great for finding stuff. SAD can find stuff and do more. It is also called SAD is also called a non-interactive command line text editor. And actually that's what we're going to do in the exercise. We're going to edit a text. Here. In this session we will be manipulating a file from SAD instead of doing so by hand. So that's the point of SAD, that you can modify texts instead of doing by hand. So there's a lot to be there's a lot of things that I can zoom into, but an overview of this session is like this. So SAD, there will be 3 things we'll encounter in the exercises. So first, it has some operations it can do, which are filtering, substitution and deletion. And here we already see the commands to do it around it. SAD can work on different types of input. It can get input from a pipe, from a file, and can also work in file. And here at the edges you see how this more or less looks like. And SAD has 2 types of regular expressions it can use. One is regular expressions, and one is extended regular expressions, and here you see the flag for that. So this is all we will be discussing about SAD. I will scroll through the exercises because this will all be read during the exercise. So I can go that, sure, here's the the text, and actually the table of content is nice. The text for the types of operation, like the filtering, the replacing, the deleting. So here's how you delete stuff with SAD. Here is how you deal with input and output. Here is what the type of regular expressions are and how to use those. We all encounter this in the exercises. So exercise 1, this is the big exercise, and we're going to work on a play called Macbeth. Macbeth is a play written by Shakespeare. And we will download it, but it has some copyright around it. We're gonna delete that because it will be more pleasant to read in that way. In the play there are a couple of occurrences of the term weird sisters. So nowadays we would call them witches. So we're gonna replace the text, the words weird sisters by witches everywhere it happens in Macbeth. Also there are a lot of country names in the play. Like England, and we're going to replace all of them by Sweden. Can also be your favorite country, just for, well, maybe funnier to read then. Like there's a reason for this too. We're going to use a regular expression to look for country names. Exercise 1, download Macbeth. So for this I need to start a terminal. Exercise 1, download Macbeth to the left. There, and at the right I'm going to start a terminal. I'm going to go into my folder there, and it's clean. So we're going to download the file from a terminal as such. Sure, so I copy paste this, Control C, Control Shift V, and here we have Macbeth. Just taking a quick look at it. Macbeth, right, it's a big file. Yeah, right, Macbeth. Exercise 1.2. Use set to replace text from standard input. In Macbeth, replace weird sisters, both starts with an uppercase, by witches. Do so by using cat on the Macbeth file, then piping it. Alright, we need to read this section first. So let's do this. Can I do this in a different tab? Yeah. Replacing. Probably the most used feature of set is its replacement functionality. Set, substitute, whatever you want by replacement. For example, echo, which is piped to set. Substitutions morning for afternoon. It's a good morning, so it'll be good afternoon. Good afternoon, correct. If there are multiple matches in a sense at G at the end, so that's here. Good morning, good morning. So this will be now be good afternoon. Else it will be without the G, it will be good morning. No, good afternoon, good morning. Good afternoon, good. Alright, so we've read this now, so we can substitute with that. I can remember that. Let's go to the exercise. In Macbeth, replace weird sisters by witches. Do so. Alright, so that's cat Macbeth. That's step 1. Then we need to set as tuk tuk. I think there. I can use global, but maybe I'm not sure if I need this. Weird sisters. Witches. Let's see if this works. This seems to work. It does not give an error. Yeah, let's take a look. Alright, I can use the G yes or no. It doesn't matter in this case. But how do I know that? I guess in the next step, check that your replacement worked. So what I'm going to do is I do this replacement and then I grab for the word sisters, just to see if there are sisters in it. Nope. This means, but the word witches should be in it. There. I think this worked. Take a look. Yeah. Uses grab witches too. Beautiful. The witches hand in hand. Then good. Next exercise. Using set to find text from standard input. There are many place names ending on land. Search for all place names ending on land to precise. Search for matches that. Let's start with the lowercase. This should not be the replacing section. This should be the filtering section. There. Good. Read the filtering section. I will do this now. Filtering. Set can do what grab can do. For example, in the session about grab, we use the following command. Man grab it up. In set is set quiet up. So this is the magic command we probably need. There, I'm just going to paste it here so I have it. Now we need to look for lands. Okay, so cat Macbeth, paste, set quiet. So we need to, it needs to be something with land. Then it needs to start with an uppercase character. Sure, that's A to Z. Have 0 or more lowercase characters. A, Z, star. Take a look if this works. It already works. Like I can even make it nicer by grabbing for land. Now we can see all the lands. I can even do super fancy that I grab for the same thing. A to Z. A to Z star. Like, but this is super fancy. I could have just used grab in the first place then too. But yep, these are lands. Good. Next exercise. Reading your answer in the previous exercise, your non-Swedish, non-Finnish colleague comes to you and states that your regular expression makes no sense. Your regular expression matches a land, bland, cland and gland, which can be improved upon. Read the section type of regular expressions. Okay, type of regular expressions. Where is it? There, type of regular expressions. Alright, these are the same words. That's super nice. There are basic and extended regular expressions. There's a difference in a few special characters. Sure. And to select the countries, use. So I think the plus is important here because I see a plus here. So plus, this for me usually means one or more matches. And that's exactly the difference with regular grep, with regular set with the regular expressions. The plus just means a plus there. So that's why you need to do this. A dot z to have at least one match for A to Z, and then they use A to Z star for 0 or more instances of A to Z. So here you use regex extended, and then you can use the plus sign. Good. Let's go take a look at that. Search for all places on using precise. So I just use that. It needs to have one or more lowercase characters. Use a plus in your regular expression. So if I use a plus here, this will not work because this is the default regular expressions. Hits nothing. But I do need to add this flag. Do the, what was it called? Quiet dash dash. Does it help? Yeah, it helps. And there I have all my lands again. 1.5. Read the deleting session. Alright, so that doesn't work either. Here we have it, deleting. So how do we delete? So here we cat to a file, set 1d deletes the first, set 1 to 3 deletes 1 and 3, set 1 to 3 colon 7,9 d. Alright, so you need this to separate things. Sure, I can do that. Good. It has been read. The Macbeth text contains a copyright notice at the start of it. Find the line where the copyright notice at the start ends in a way. It ends in any way. It contains the text start of the Project Gutenberg ebook. So find the line. Again, let's find a no. So that's cat Macbeth. Then I do grep there. Then I will find it. But I did not find the line number yet. But if I use cat dash dash number, then it will also show me the line numbers. So that's great. So I just found it. Yeah, the other way is to indeed look for more and more stuff. So if I do cat Macbeth, it shows me all the lines. But now I'm going to pipe it to head. Now I get the first 10 lines. This is not enough. So add lines 20. Still not enough. 40. And here we see the line 25 again, marking the start of the book. So line 25, it is. Use set to remove the lines in such a way that the first line will be the tragedy of Macbeth. So that's line 26. 27 is a tragedy, so I need to delete 2 and including line 26. So that is cat Macbeth. Now without numbers, I'm going to set 1,26d. Good, that seems to work. However, I need to check. With that I use head. Head shows me the first line, so yes, this is indeed the title of the tragedy. Good, I did it. We can now pipe text to set to remove the correct. Next, use set to replace text from a file. Instead of piping text to set to remove lines, we can now use set directly on a file. In the Macbeth notes. There's a copyright note at the bottom too, starting with start full license. Find out in which line the copyright notice starts in any way. So I'm going to use my older one. Yeah. iCat Macbeth from file direct. I don't need to do this anymore. But first I'm going to do it like this. I think this works good. So 4173 is the line. Take a look. Yeah, this is exactly what I did. We have seen that line is the last line, so we've seen this text. To be able to delete the range, we need to find out how many lines the file has. Find out how many lines the file has. Well, one easy way is to just get the whole file and the last numbers here. So let's leave it at that. Let's set remove the copyright at the end. Alright, we can use the where did we here. Here we deleted stuff. 4173 3 2 4 4 9 5. Enter. Works perfectly. Alright, now we need to remove also the beginning. We can do that. That is 1,26 semicolon there. Needs to be a D. There. There need to be two D's there. We see at the bottom that it works. Let's also see at the head if it indeed starts with the title. Yes, this worked very well. Yeah, and here you see that the D is added in both cases. Next. Until now we have never touched the original file. Here we use set in place to directly work on the original file. Use set directly on the file Macbeth, then replace Weird Sisters by Witches. Alright, so we have this thing somewhere here. Yeah. So I need to do set on the file Macbeth. And here I need to write in dash place. There. Here's the answer. Let's take a look. Use set directly on the file Macbeth, replace lands by Sweden. Well, I can use that same command too. I think we use this regular expressions. No, yeah, all right. We use the extended one. All right, good. So this is replacing. This is printing, but we need to substitute. We need to substitute by Sweden. Globally. There. We're gonna work directly on it. So we don't need to quiet anymore. Use the regular expressions. We can remove this stuff. That means we need to put a star here. So I'm gonna substitute all lands by Sweden. We're gonna do this in the file Macbeth. And this is called in place. There. And now we're gonna remove the copyright. Let's do that too. We have that command. There, we have that command. There, set dash dash in place on Macbeth. There. Let's take a look how it now looks like. Indeed, now at the start we have the start. At the end we should find the end, no copyright, good. We should find the word witches instead of weird sisters. Grab witches. Correct. And we need to find Sweden a lot. That. Good. So that was that. So do this exercise from a script. So doing this from a script is just putting those things I just did in a script. You can actually download the script here. I tried it out. And that does exactly the same thing. Like these are the commands I just used. Do this from a smart script, and this takes a bit of time, so I won't go into how I've done it, but I'll take a look at the script. Also here you can just download it here. So the start is all the same. Here we have a shebang to indicate it's a bash script. We're going to remove the file Macbeth if it's there, and if it's not there, it's fine. We're going to download Macbeth. Then we're going to replace Weird Sisters by Witches. We're going to replace all the lands by Sweden. And now we're going to delete the lines. But now you see a lot of these dollar and then stuff between curly braces things. So these are variables and they will be filled in. For example, end of copyright line is determined here. And how it is obtained is also very similar to the things I just done by searching. Like to find where the copyright line ends at the start, you get Macbeth with a number. You search for start of the project with a grep, and then you get the first field. The first field, that is the line number that cat using with number gives you. So here you get the line number. For the beginning of the second copyright is the same, you just have a different search term. The last line number, you can do this in many ways. You can use word count on the lines of Macbeth and then get out the first field using space as a delimiter, and then you have all the things you need to reconstruct this command. Exercise 2, using the SED manual. So there are 3 manuals for SED. View the SED manual. So this is easy, it's man SED. This gives you the manual. According to this SED manual in a one-liner, what is SED? Here it's a stream editor for filtering and transforming text. Good. The SED info page. So you can do info SED on some things, on some POSIX tools. If you do info SED, you get a more like friendlier environment, a friendlier, like not a manual, but more like a tutorial. Here you can go to introduction by pressing enter. And here we see, for example, that according to this info page, SED is a stream editor. Exercise 2.3 is go to this website. I put it here. Oh, wrong. There, well, copy link there. Here, let's put this to the right there. So this is like the online SED documentation. This is how it looks like. It's from GNU, so hence you see the GNU. What is SED according to this? Well, according to that page, SED is a non-interactive command line text editor. And I would agree with that too, because we've just modified Macbeth like we would have done in it, what we could have done with a text editor, but now automatically. So with this, I'm going to round off my session. We have seen that SED can do what grep can do and more. Also, grep is more practical for searching. Maybe there are some search things that grep can do better, but SED can also search. SED is a stream editor, but it's also called a non-interactive command line text editor. We have used multiple combinations of input and output, like reading using a pipe, reading from a file, and using a file and working in a file directly. We've searched for terms, we have replaced some terms, and we have deleted some lines. We've used regular expression syntax and extended regular expression syntax. Finally, if you need to do something more like that typical of a programming language, then org is very suitable for that. And this is the next session, but this for me is where this video will end. And I wish you a very good day. Bye!